to Motormouth, and coming up this morning, a special report on the water shortage and what we can do to save water. But first, over to Louise Neelan, who has the latest news from the Motormouth studios.
Thank you, Carol. Yes, hello and good morning. This morning we have cartoon action from Sylvester and the second half of Police Academy still to come. Find out who the lucky winner is, and we'll be meeting Kylie here at the Motormouth studios. And we have a special report on Gabby's attempt at powerboat racing. That's all from me for now. Back to Carol.
Buster, this news reading's easy. It's all written down. Even I could do that.
But I thought you wanted to be an on-the-spot reporter.
No way. I'm gonna read the news.
Oh, go for it, Steve. Oh.
Good morning, this is Carol Barnes with the Motormouth News. And first, the water shortage currently affecting the southeast may continue into winter if there's not an immediate and sustained rainfall. Concern that Kent may become a desert by the year 2000 is described as premature, though rainfall levels are worryingly low. In order to combat the shortage, the EEC is subsidising farmers to change their livestock, and the public is being urged to replant their gardens. An entire programme of water education is being called for by Roger Ruskin-Spear, a mad inventor. This report from Neil Buchanan.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Carol. And I have managed to track down the said Professor Roger Ruskin-Spear, who, in fact, has been pinching bits from the Motormouth set. Now, I have to say, Professor...
Oh, sorry,
this is an incredible machine. What actually does it do?
Well, I think in this days of conservation, we need to think of things to do with our bath water, other than just flush it down the sink. So I've invented a recycling machine for the bath. So first of all, we need to...
Well, tell you, I was just looking at this button. Can I just...
Don't touch that button.
It starts it up, doesn't it?
No, not that one. No, Tim starts it up over there.
Okay.
Don't touch that button.
So where do we start?
Right, with the bath. Tim, if you'd like to start the bath, what we're doing now, and the other wheel, that's it, we're removing the water from the bath.
Yeah.
OK, and it comes down the tubes here, collected in the reservoir here. It's a nice shade of green. Don't worry, the water, keep it going. Nice shade of green. It comes along here. Now, the first thing we can do with bath water is wash the dog. Tim, if you'd like to start the dog washing. So we're washing the dog here, OK? And as it comes down from the dog...
well, because the dog's shaking itself off and
Yes, we'll
stuff.
turn that down. It comes down here through the water. Now, if you'd like to recycle this water with the recycling machine, the recycling.
Yes, I've got it. There you go.
Turn around, that's it.
Some of that there.
We're filling up the cups with the dog water.
Okay.
So I think you can stop that now.
OK, I've stopped it. There it is.
So when we've washed the dog and recycled the water, we can water the garden with it. I think that's about the last thing we could do with it. So we've got the gardening robot here. He's the robot that waters the garden. So if you'd like to...
He can't reach it, though, can he? He can't reach
if you'd like to control him, I'll just turn
you want me to... What
gardening
does this do?
water on. That's it. There we go. If you'd like to move in and out, that's it. There. So
there
he's watering the garden. That's
OK,
it.
very
OK, if
nice.
you'd like to switch all that off, Tim, please. Right, OK.
This is brilliant.
There's one more thing we can do with the water.
Yes.
Up here, we can bring along here, we can wash windows with it. So if you just like to turn, that's it. So we're washing the windows and the robot, Tim, and the robot, that's it. We're washing the windows and catching it in the umbrella,
so you don't lose any of it at all.
No, not
quite
at all.
mad, but actually quite brilliant.
If you haven't got an umbrella, you could use an old satellite dish or something outside your house.
Something useless.
You can switch it all off now.
So how long does it take you to put this together?
About 10 minutes, I think. Just
and when do you get all your materials?
During the soup dragons. Well, I found a bit over there and some over there.
Yeah,
I
noticed that.
I like what's in that camera.
Yeah, I bet you did. It's pointless me asking you, how much does it cost?
3 and 6 in old money.
Yeah,
10p
got it all
to
free,
you.
didn't you?
10p to you.
How long have you been a mad professor?
Oh, about 5 minutes, as I said, about 10 minutes. All the whole of my life. The good thing about being a mad professor is you can start any time you like. You see, if your science teacher sort of laughs hysterically at your homework, it's a good start.
It's pointless me doing an interview with you. Oh, the button.
Don't touch the button.
You don't want you to...
OK, no. Tim, up the ladder, up the ladder. What we'll do now is I think we'll go through the last process.
Last process?
Yes, because that was straight recycling.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go slightly more refined.
Slide down.
What we need to filter...
Jacket.
No,
That's
don't
where
worry.
my jacket went.
We only need something very crude, so don't worry for this.
Take my jacket.
This is the first part of the filtering process. It goes from any old piece of material you can find down here into the vaporizer. OK? The vaporizer sends up steam onto a very boring flat surface. Kylie Minogue records, anything you've got around the house.
Get me shot for
Sometimes the steam actually turns to snow, but yeah, it's snowing today and not steam. But the process is the same.
Where does it end up?
It ends up down here, comes up here. I'll just turn this off. Hang on just a minute. That's it. it's still doing something. It comes along here, this tube, and emerges as wonderful, clear drinking water.
OK, the proof is in the pudding.
If you'd just like to try that.
It's green.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be green. Why is it green?
Environmentally friendly green and all that.
Yes, it should be. Shouldn't it be? He's drinking it.
Well, at least it tastes all right.
He's drinking
Here, hold on to that. Now, look, as I said to you, utterly mad. Carol Barnes was right. It's not a bad idea, though. We have got a water problem at the moment, and all this water shortage and saving water and recycling has given me an idea for a competition. First of all, take a look at these prizes. There's one bike, a mountain bike here, for 5 to 11-year-olds, and we've got a mountain bike somewhere over there it is, for someone between 11 and grandad age. And what have you got to do for it? Simple. I want you to design your own water recycling machine. It can be as mad as you like, or it can be scientifically sound, and you could get the bike. Write to Water Competition, P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, ME14 5LL. Send your designs in there, and you could be on the bike. Well done indeed. You could be there. And now I'm going to try the button. Ah! Sylvester.
Ah, you caught me. She's fine. She's digging into the chocolates. Now, have you ever sat at the back of the class at school and there's somebody that you really like and you just can't tell them? Well, don't worry, because I will do it for you. I'll tell them for you. It's as simple as that. Just like this. Dear Gabby, there's a boy at my school and he's called Andrew Knight. I really want to go out with him. And that's from Claire Louise Crawford. There we are. And apparently, Carl Gray, you're the sexiest man in the whole of England. Well, so says Stephanie. It's as easy as that.
There are a few guys here who might soon be described as the sexiest men in England, and they have been by a few of the girls who were here this morning. Kiss Like This. Welcome to Motormouth. How you doing?
Very much.
Yeah, happening. Listen, yeah. Kiss Like This, where did the name come from? Tell me the story about the name.
Well, the name, that came from 3 years ago when we were working in France, and after this particular performance, a couple of French girls came backstage.
Aha.
And they wanted to be introduced to the band.
Right.
So, being the gentlemen we are, we went to, like, shake their hand.
Of course, what else?
And they said, non, monsieur. In France, we kiss like this.
And you thought, ah, that sounds like a jolly good name for a band. The first video was shot at the terribly exotic location of Hackney Baths, but there aren't any shots of your feet in it. Now, tell us why.
Because there are about 1,000 cockroaches all over the floor, which is why we had to wear these. They can't crawl up our trouser legs.
Oh,
frightening.
No. Well, let's have a look at the video now. This is the new single from Kiss Like This, and as you won't see any shots of their feet in Faith in You. Hackney Baths never looked so good. Kiss Like This and Faith in You. We've got a pretty mega competition prize to give away, haven't we, this morning?
We have.
Tell us all about it.
We have a day out with Kiss Like This, and I believe you're going to tell us where it is, Mark.
It's going to be at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Is it really?
Yes.
That is a cool place, isn't it, the Hard Rock Cafe?
As well. You're going to be there too.
Am I invited?
You are. You're
are invited.
I'm paying. Oh, right, fine.
And a limo.
So it's a
The winner can bring a friend with them.
So you can bring your mate, VIP limo will pick you up, take you to the Hard Rock Cafe, and you can have lunch with Kiss Like This, and unfortunately I will be there as well, but never mind. What is the competition question then?
The competition question is, who produced our album?
Who produced Kiss Like This's album? If you think you know, jot the answer down on a postcard or a stuck-down envelope and send it to the usual competition address, Kiss Like This Competition, Motormouth, P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, ME14 5LL, and the very best of luck with it. What's the album called, by the way?
We've not decided.
I just wondered whether you had...
That's the next competition.
Yes, in about 3 weeks' time, it'll be named the album. And you've been touring as well, 22 dates on the road recently, I believe.
Brooks, all around the country.
And how did they go down?
Really well.
Yeah?
We did our last one last night, actually, in Blackpool.
It was a good gig?
We had no sleep. We came straight here.
Oh, well, we appreciate it. Where can we see you on the road very soon? Are you out and about?
Funnily enough, tomorrow we're playing at the Hammersmith Palais.
Tomorrow afternoon? Tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Great.
Be there.
Are you enjoying being pop stars? Is it fun?
It's fabulous.
You know, what's the best bit about it then? Because this is all quite new for you.
Not getting any sleep.
Yeah. Apart from not getting any sleep, I'm working in Blackpool and coming straight the way down here. What's the best bit about it? Doing your music, presumably.
Yeah, it's the music.
Making your records.
It's playing in front of the live audience.
Well, enjoy Hammersmith Palais tomorrow. Thanks for coming down. And the best of luck with Faith in You. Kiss Like This. Part 5 of Motormouth is still to come. It's only 170 seconds away. It will include Police Academy and me and my mate, so stay with us. Good morning and welcome to the final part of this morning's Motormouth. Time for me and my mate. It's prize time, it's giveaway time. And my mate here in the studio is Kevin. Hello.
Hello.
What's your second name, Kev?
Beadle.
Kevin, but you're not related to Jeremy, are you?
No.
Right, just as well, because if you were, you wouldn't have won anything, pal. I'd have made sure of that. All right, what school do you go to, Kevin?
Lewis Junior.
All right, and what's your favourite subject?
Maths.
Maths. Well, if you hold this phone here, on the other end of the phone should be Angelo. Hello, Angelo.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
What's your second name?
Conchina.
Right, and where do you live?
Leeds 12.
You had to think about that for a second there, didn't you, Angelo? You had to think, where do I live? Where do I... Oh, yeah, Leeds. It's a big city, top of the M1. Right, say hello to Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
You can chat, you know. All right. Oh, yes. Do you like maths as well, don't you, Angelo?
Yeah.
All right, so you've got something else in common. What about hobbies, Angelo? What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I'm a motocross. I ride bikes.
You ride motocross bikes?
Yeah.
How old are you?
13.
When did you start?
When I was 6.
Golly. Do you ride motocross bikes? No, funnily enough, neither do I, Kevin. It's not a terribly common sport, is it? What about favourite music, Kev? What do you like?
New Kids on the Block's okay.
Angelo?
House music.
Ah, well, not too much in common there, but hopefully you'll match up during me and my mate and win yourself loads of prizes. And for a special report on those prizes, I hand you now to ITN's Carol Barnes.
Right, if you get 1 right, you get a video. If you get 2 right, you get a pocket game. 3 right gets you this rucksack. 4 right gets you a mini computer game. 5 gets you a personal stereo, and 6 will get you this wonderful camera.
I'm not sure I'll be able to take News at 10 seriously after all this, but anyway, thank you very much indeed, Carol. All right, you know the game, don't you, lads? It's very simple. Yeah. Things will appear on the screen, pictures of people, places or objects, and Angelo, you at home have to describe them without using the word to Kevin here in the studio, and you have to get as many as you can in 45 seconds, all right?
Yeah.
All right, OK, are you ready? 45 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go!
It's got a face, it has 2 hands, and we can tell time by it.
And you wear it on your wrist and it tells the time.
What?
Yes, correct. Move on.
It's Beetle about.
He has the same second name as you.
Jeremy Beadle?
Yes, correct. 3, go on.
We unlock doors with it.
What do you unlock a door with?
Key.
Yes, 3, go on. I didn't help him there. He got that on his own.
We ring people on it. We can contact other people with it.
Telephone.
Yes, 4, go on, go on, go on. Oh no! Oh no! They're a rock band, and if you were unemployed, you would what's that? It's an expression for being unemployed.
Beggar.
And they had a lot of singles, and one of them was Red Red Wine.
Oh.
Ah, never mind. The answer you were looking for, if you take your blindfold off, mate, was UB. Oh, they've taken it off the screen. That was a bit rude, wasn't it? Was UB40. But well done, congratulations. Well done, Angelo at home. You've got 4 prizes. So, mate, you get the mini computer game. Wow, are you excited?
Yeah.
Say, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Good boy. If you would like to play Me and My Mate, then drop us a line to the usual Motormouth address, which is Me and My Mate, Motormouth, P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, NE 14599. And you could be excited just like Kevin.
Hello and welcome to the Motormouth News. And with the headlines today, over to Buster.
Neil Buchanan declares it is not a wig. Andy Crane's favorite food is crispy fried duck, and Gabby Roslin is wow, fantastic, wow. Steve.
Yes? Yes. Now, history was made today when a debate in the House of Commons had to come to a halt when all MPs had to agree that Mousetrap was absolutely brilliant. Buster.
Don't look at me.
Aha! Sounds like I've got a live report coming through. It's Carol Barnes with a worldwide exclusive. Over to you, Carol. Well, I don't think we're going through to Carol Barnes at the moment, so Buster, the weather.
It's fine.
Aha! Could this be a scoop? Could this be an exclusive? Could it be... Ma'am? No, not now, love. I'm doing the news. Yes! I think we can now go through to Carol. Carol. Yes, no, I think we've lost her. Buster.
An unidentified flying object was
Sorry
today
to stop you there, Buster, but I think we can now go through to Carol with her exclusive interview with New Kids on the Block. Carol.
Thank you, Jordan, for that exciting story. This is Carol Barnes reporting for the Motormouth News. Steve.
Ah, thank you very much, Carol. Buster.
Yeah, I'm afraid we've, run out of news. Steve.
Aha! Well, all that leaves me to say is, thank you and goodbye. Buster?
Thank you.
Goodbye.
They are mad. Now, I'm going to be a special news reporter here. I'm going to the latest update on Police Academy. Well, using very special hovering surfboards, the Hang 10 gang were giving our friends at the Academy a lot of problems. They were bashing up police equipment, and poor old Tacken Callahan had a very narrow escape. So they went off in search of the gang using a special sand scanner, and they tracked them down to a hotel, and they almost nailed them, but they bungled the arrest. Typical. So the gang ran away with a safe. So our Academy friends had to rush off in chase of them again. But the biggest problem is that Zed has got a water phobia since he had a very narrow miss with a giant clam. It gets crazier and crazier. Now what they have to do is catch the gang, they have to save their jobs, and they have to see if they can restore Zed back to normal. I don't know if they're going to do it this week. We're just going to have to watch part 2 and see, eh?
Hooray! More Police Academy next week, and Callie Minogue's with us. Who's going to be with her? Who's going to be her guest? Well, we asked you 3 questions, if you remember. Who starred opposite Callie in the film The Delinquents?
Charlie Schlotter did.
And what's Callie's favourite French saying?
Je ne sais pas pourquoi.
You said that very well, Frank.
Aha.
And what was the name of Callie's last UK tour?
Enjoy yourself.
And the winner is Andy Crane. You got
I'm
them all
going to
right.
meet Callie Minogue.
There's all the correct answers in there. Have a rummage around there, kids. That's it. Get it round.
And this one here, right. And the winner is Nicola James from Walsall in the West Midlands. Well done, Nicola. You'll be meeting Kylie with us on Motormouth. See you next week.
Good old Kylie. Well, earlier this summer, I was given the task by Motormouth of entering in a real powerboat race against Nick Berry, Wixie and EastEnders, and 6 professional powerboat racers, including these 2, and they made it all possible for me, Tony Genvy and Eric Braithwaite. Europe's number 2, and Eric Braithwaite back there in another competition came first in a navigator competition. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Now, Eric, what's the job of a navigator?
Well, the job of a navigator is to plot the course before the race and during the race to relay this information through to the driver and also be the safety eyes for the driver.
So they couldn't do it without you, eh?
Not really.
Now, Tony, you were there behind me during the whole race, but how long have you been racing and why do you do it?
Right. Well, for just over 4 years, and it's such an exhilarating and exciting sport that after my first race, I was just totally hooked.
Like me. I want to do it again. How about, is it dangerous?
Well, like any motorsport, it has some elements of danger, but the boat is put through rigorous safety checks before every race, and the sport is very, very safety conscious.
Well, I think we should stop talking about it. Let's have a look at what really happened this summer when I was in this boat, driving it for real. Have a look at this. Just below Northern Bridge is Southampton Waterborne Activity Centre, where you can sail toppers, learn to windsurf, and also drive rescue boats. Now, later on, I'm going to take part in a Class 3 powerboat race, so this was the perfect place for my very first lesson.
Now, let's just try giving it a little bit more throttle this time. A little bit more.
More?
Yeah.
I don't
okay, round you go.
No! Oh! Oh, wow! Peter Dredge is from the Royal Yachting Association. Now, they're the people who look after powerboat racing in this country. Now, although you have to be 18 to compete, there's also junior racing.
Offshore junior racing starts at 14, 15, and in circuit racing, which is inshore, then on restricted waters, lakes and things, they actually start as low as 9.
9 years old?
Yeah.
And 9. I'm terrified at 26. Whoa. Now, this is a seriously big boat. It's a 230 horsepower Class 3 powerboat. I'm going to drive this thing.
The person who's going to be teaching me is Britain's top driver, Tony Genvy. It's different than the one this morning as well.
Yeah, this one, basically there's a lot more padding to it. We've, especially around the chest, and also there's reinforcement, fiberglass reinforcement in the back in case there is an accident, in which case that will protect us.
Oh well, the moment of truth has arrived. Now, driving this is almost the same as a small rescue boat, except I've got a foot pedal as a throttle so that I can keep both my hands tightly on the steering wheel. Also, Tony can talk away to me via the intercom in our helmets.
If you hold on tight to the steering wheel, really tight, and put your foot down, slowly but surely ease more and more pressure onto the throttle. Ah! Go on. No! More on the throttle. Just hold the wheel tight, Gabby, because there's no problem at this speed at all. We're safe. The only problem is if the wheel did rip out of your hand, so just hold it tight.
Oh, thank you!
Just hold it tight. How does that feel now?
Oh, yes.
Good?
Yes. I'm not sure.
Not sure? I was petrified.
Oh, no.
Excellent.
Oh, no. I don't like this. Oh, no. Oh, oh.
Whilst I'd been out practicing with Tony, the other crews were getting their boats ready. Nick Berry from EastEnders, who will also be taking part in the race, was taking it very seriously indeed. He'd been out practicing all morning on the water. Now, it was nearly time for the off, but I found a quiet place for some lunch with Nick, and I asked him how he'd been getting on.
Good fun, isn't it? Very exciting. It's just when you hit the big waves and you hit fast speeds and all that. It's brilliant.
What sort of speeds were you getting?
They tell me about 70 mile an hour or something. But you don't kind of really, you've got no idea how fast you're going. It's just sort of really bumpy.
What are you most scared of?
I think turning over, really.
Exactly the same.
That and losing to you.
We'll actually be placing two...
Everyone had gathered together for the race briefing. 5 laps of an oblong course. Well, it's too late to turn back now.
We'll be given the checkered flag. I look forward to seeing you out there. 1:30, have a good race.
Taking part that camp. What was it like? It looked great.
It was the most incredible experience of my life. I'm just smiling all over now thinking about it.
it hard work, then?
Very. It wasn't just a case of getting into the boat and driving it. I had to learn. I had 3 days, and I took part in the race.
Now, come on, own up. Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yes.
10 minutes before,
Yes.
I said to Tony, my legs have turned to jelly, but I put my foot down, and I went! And it was, thanks, guys. Thanks, Tony and Eric. It was a great time. That's enough about this week. What's coming on this next week? Well, I need a little time to tell you about Beautiful South. They'll be in the studio, and we'll be having a chat with them. What a lovely song, eh?
And Gazomania hits Motormouth. We'll be having the single, and maybe you'll be around.
And we have the new video from Whitney Houston and the mega Whitney Houston competition as well, so join us for that next week.
Yeah, I'll be back with another brilliant mousetrap, because I'll be doing it.
And I'm going to be getting in some golf practice because next week is Halloween!
Thank you for watching this week. We will see you in 7 days' time next Saturday at 9:25, but we'll leave you with a fabulous rock band over here on No Sweat. And this is Heart and Soul.
Motormouth, in association with Whiskers, has produced a fact pack that has loads of pet care advice and animal information. For your free copy, write to Motormouth, P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, ME14 5LL.